and gentlemen,
It's time to embrace a youthful mindset and envision your future. Take the lead is in your walls.
Take the lead is in your walls.
This platform serves as a space for engagement designed to equip young people to become effective leaders. They are actively contributing, creatively engaged, and determined in various fields. And now, this is Take the Lead.
Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. This quote is from former U.S. President Barack Obama. It means rejecting non-participation or realizing or waiting for other generations, political leaders, or a perfect time to fix societal problems will never work. It places the responsibility and power for building a better future directly into the hands of the young people. This is how we welcome you to Take the Lead on West Africa Democracy Radio, your youth engaging platform for insightful discussions all about young people in West Africa, in Africa, and the world at large. I am Augustine Curley, and today's edition focuses on implementable measures to ensure young people are financially disciplined in entrepreneurship or their small businesses, as you may term it. Together, we are concerned about how youth can properly manage their finances while implementing their little initiatives. Those of you in the Yopougon district of Abidjan, as well as in Bamako, Niamey, Ouagadougou, or following from around the Central Sahel region, or all the way there in Cotonou, join us now and share your ideas or questions right in our comment sections on the live Facebook and YouTube channels at WADR English. We will read them out loud and clear. Today, I have with me in studio Aja Pauline Toure. And Pauline is a young entrepreneur. She's also the CEO of the Yadipal Swirl, and it is an agri-food company producing natural spices. And you know what that means. Many of you love to eat good foods and, to wear some good clothes and just do things that please you. And so we have Aja in the house today. She will be telling us more about her agri-food company and how she's managing it through financial means, including the challenges. So welcome, Pauline. How are you doing?
I'm good. What about you?
I am fine, and I'm happy to have you with us in the studio today. How is it going with you and the company?
We are doing great. We are surviving as all entrepreneurs now. I'm Aja Pauline, CEO of Yadipal, as you said, and I'm really honored and excited to be here with the Take the Lead and talking about this crucial topic, which is financial discipline. We all know that great ideas start businesses, but to have a sustainable business, you have to be financially disciplined. So that's a crucial topic, and I really want to debate on it.
And you said you want to debate on it. It's quite crucial as a young person to be financially disciplined, and you're running a whole company. There's a lot to talk about how you are financially managing those of your staff, your customers, the profits that come in, the expenditures. There's a lot to look at, but we are pleased to have you with us. And please feel free to explain what you've experienced throughout your business venture. Next is Abdul Karim Kanute, and Abdul is with the ladies. Myself, I'm with them, so don't leave me out, Abdu. But Abdu is the founder of Jitas, and he's also a language translator. He's right here with us in studio. How are you doing, Abdu?
I'm doing fantastic and very happy to be here with you guys.
Okay, what is this Jitas?
It's just the translation and interpretation company, global interpreting, translation, trading, and services. So also doing logistic related translation aspect. If you need catering, transportation, we're also doing that. Yeah, so it's not only translation, but there are other connects services that we're doing at the same time.
And relating to finances, I mean, something that you really explain to the listening publics and the viewers out there, how is it related to finances that you manage? Are you managing your own finances with this, or are you also managing people's finances as you translate these goods and services to people? But we are glad to have you with us. Welcome.
Thank you.
And of course, it's a pleasure to have another female with us in the studio. She's Sinabu Ndoi, and Sinabu is a student of political science and global studies. She's also working as a tech specialist. Wow. How are you doing, Sinabu? Welcome.
Hello, Augustine. I'm good. I'm very good.
You sounding like a Senegalese American. What's happening? Did you have some time out of Senegal?
Yes, I'm actually originally from the U.S., right? So I'm here on vacation. It was like an extended vacation because I was here since December, I think. And my flight got canceled. Therefore, so I decided to stay for a few more months. But I'll be going back soon.
I think it was meant for you to be on the show.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Do you have some link with Senegal?
Yeah, I do.
What is the link?
I have a bunch of family here.
Okay.
I have a lot of friends. I kind of grew up here. I was here for around 8 years before going back. Yeah, but I was originally born in the U.S. Yeah.
Welcome. I mean, you can tell us more about your technicality and the work you do, and also maybe a little bit about your studies and how you view Africa, since you also look at some global studies, and financially, how you're managing your studies, and maybe your little tech work you're doing in terms of the little resources. How are you managing it to keep it up? But we are glad to have you with us. Yeah. And we cannot say we feel good because your flight was cancelled, but we feel happy that we have you here because your flight was cancelled.
Yes, I'm very glad it was canceled, actually.
All right, so we will try to have with us a financial or an economist who is a Joshua BM. He's from Nigeria, to provide a little insights into financial discipline. We will endeavor during the show to have him with us. Plus, you, our amazing listeners and viewers, together we can make this better. But before we begin, let's remind you that financial discipline among youth, especially in West Africa, is mixed. Why the drive to succeed is high, systemic barriers and cultural spending or pressures often hinder traditional savings habits. Why the systemic environment makes it challenging to maintain rigid, like Western-style disciplines. Our West African youths are actively adopting to digital era to build what we call robust community-backed financial resilience. And these are things that we're seeing around through digital entrepreneurship. Well, let's get a summary of how young people in West Africa need to financially manage their businesses as they go along. And my colleague Imo Edet provides the details.
West Africa now boasts of over 4 million formal small and medium enterprises, also known as SMEs, a vast but fragile pool of potential. According to data from the 2026 Compliance Barometer for the Wemu region, nearly 70% of these businesses do not have accounting practices that comply with the regional rules of CISCO-HADA, the single mandatory accounting framework for businesses in several African countries. The first symptom of this lack of rigor is the confusion of accounts. Too often, business money is mixed with family money. As a result, the entrepreneur believes they are wealthy because the coffers are full, only to find themselves unable to pay their suppliers. Yet, the regional economic context is promising, with average projected growth of around 6%. But to capture this wealth and attract banks, goodwill alone is no longer enough. An SME that presents certified financial statements doubles its chances of obtaining financing. Financial discipline is therefore no longer optional or the preserve of large corporations. This is the price to pay to move out of the informal sector, stabilize jobs, and transform entrepreneurial momentum into a true engine of development.
Well, thanks to Imo Edit for bringing us details of what it means to be financially stable or financially acquainted with what's happening around you and your business, to also ensure that you proceed rightly and that you don't just begin today and tomorrow you are complaining of finances or, in terms of profits. and then the business goes down the drain. But we have our young people in studio already, Pauline, with this agri-food company. But firstly, tell us about why you engage into such an entrepreneurship, and what's the motivation before coming to why you chose like eateries, why you decided to go in the agricultural field to produce some food or spices for people.
Okay, you all know that in Africa we need leaders, and we need some agri-food leaders to be here and lead our companies, and also to transform whatever you have. For example, in Africa we produce a lot of foods in agriculture, but we don't know how to transform it, and we just import from other countries and we can do it by ourselves. So why not coming and do it by ourselves and selling for our people? And that was a great for me, that was the mission for me, to transform our agriculture into food that we can do. So it's from us to us, so it's gonna be a long chain that we're gonna provide, I think.
It's going to be a long-term support, and you want. Let's look at the finances. How did you begin with this? Where did you get the finance from? And how did you start the whole process?
I can thank to my parents because they financially disciplined me for all of that. So I can just thank them for all of this. And I know the things that they gave me were so important, and it was like start little. You have always to start little, and if you learn how to manage 1,000, you can learn how to manage 1 million. And if you start by little, you can make mistakes, and these mistakes, you can go through it. And when you learn how to go through all of this, I think it's gonna be easier when you go to manage 1 million or something like that. So I can thanks to my parents for that. And I think it's important as the youth to know that youth is not an inconvenience. It's not a disadvantage, but impatience is. So you have to learn by when you're a youth and making mistakes. And after that, you're going to go through it and managing all other things.
Okay, great. That's interesting. But let's hear from Abdul.
Yes,
How is it with the GTAS?
Well, translation company and interpretation. So for me, just we're providing services, translation services that we're providing. Also, among other things, catering and transportation for our customers if they need it, and reservations in the hotels. We can facilitate that. So basically, that's what I am in. Small company, step by step, baby step, and trying to be just doing it, being aware of the financials and how it can be impacting our business, and how also the ecosystem is kind of putting barriers to. It's just a reality. The barriers and other things is just systemic. We don't learn the financial discipline at school, not at home. You just get to a point where you don't know about it, and you have to learn about it in order to better manage your company and just try to survive.
So how did you finance this, your idea?
Well, I was working for other people, other companies, as translator, interpreter, and at some point I started my own things, and I have all my paperwork, I pay my taxes and other things, and you start just bidding here and there, sending vendor registration requests to entities like the African Union, or can be NGOs. You can send also to companies here in Senegal, to ministries. Just send vendor registrations. They can contact you when they have something, and you just bid. If you happen to have the best price, you're the lucky one, and you just have to get the job done, provide quality services.
I want to get that exciting moment from you when you first got maybe a contract for this your organization. How was it like?
I mean, you're happy because it's like your own money, like you're not working for somebody else, because when you work for yourself and you making that money, it's just the pride you're feeling, and that feeling you have is just something else. So winning a contract or something like that, it just, you're happy about it, and you were hungrier, you want to win more, you want to make more money. So, and well, it will all come down to how you manage that money also, because winning, bidding and being awarded the business. It's later after it is about how you're going to manage the money.
Okay. Let's also hear from Senamu, who's right here in studio with us. Senamu, I know you are a student, but the side of your technology specialism is something that we want to talk about. How did you get involved into digital work, and how is it a personal initiative of yours?
So as you probably know, political science and tech has nothing to do with each other. So it was a completely random decision. I was in need of a job, a student job, while doing my schoolwork, and it was the job with the most money. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I was like, okay, let me go try it out. I know nothing about tech, but it's something that I can learn very easily, and I'm very quick at adapting and stuff. Therefore, I was like, okay, yeah, I'll just go try it out. And as the time went on, I kind of learned a few things. And being a tech specialist, well, the kind of tech specialist I am specifically is, I don't know if you guys have been to concerts or anything, but the lights and the electricity, anything behind the scenes, it's me. Yeah, so that's my specialty when it comes to that. But yeah, so it took a lot of learning, but we're here now. I'm actually really experienced now, which I never thought I would get to this point. Yeah.
But then it's exciting to know that you do these things. People are excited, but they don't know who's doing it.
Exactly. I think it's a bigger job to be behind the scenes. It's really easy to stay in front of people, sing, dance, whatever. But it's really hard. It's really stressful to be outside. It's like if anything goes wrong, it's your fault. So it's a very big day every time there's like a concert at my job.
How long does it take you to have this work being done as a young person, given the fact that it's a concert? Oh wow, you need time to set up.
Yes.
Sometimes we see these disco lights. Sometimes we see the stage. They are changing in terms of furniture or other things in the split of second. The whole stage is so different. If it was green, red, and white, sometimes we're not seeing some kind of black. We're seeing some kind of
right.
Yellow colors, and it's happening in the split of seconds. Yeah. And as a young person, isn't that a double-fold job that gives you a lot of time, takes away your studies, hours?
So when I first started, it was very hard for me to balance the two, just because it depends on the kind of concert, because it depends there's few concerts that are like small. So it's like, if you probably need like 3 days maximum, while when there's big concerts, like you said, like just taking care of the stage and stuff, that probably takes 2 weeks. And that did take a big toll on my studies. But as time goes on, you have to learn how to balance. That's just how life is. You're gonna have 2 jobs sometimes. You're gonna have school and work, and I just kind of discipline myself to be able to kind of put the two together. Yeah,
that's interesting. We'll get back to you for more, but because we are looking at financial discipline, let's now get into the full swing of this discussion. The I-Grade Food Company, Lady Pauline. How would you consider financial discipline as you carry out your initiative?
Being financial discipline in this country is really hard, because the hardest part is how to say no for things, to budgetize things, and going with people. It's not as easy as it looks like, but you have to focus on your opinion and focus on your goals, I can say, and budgetize everything. You have to turn out your vision you have to monetize your vision, that's the word. And you know that you're going through too many things, and it's not only you, it's your employers, it's your staff, it's everything around the business. So you know that every friend have to be on purpose. So if you're not financially disciplined, you will know that you will not gonna have a sustainable business. So you're forced to, if you want to, for you.
Okay, but there's something about managing your personal fund and that of your business fund.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I think that's the most important part. When you have a business, you don't have to bring that money into your personal account. The first thing is to separate it. You separate your personal account to your business account.
So they are all for you now.
No, it's not for me.
Oh, it's not for you.
No, it's
How?
not.
How?
Because it's not for me only.
Okay.
I have other things, I have other stuff, I have all these ecosystems that live around this business. So it's not just for me. The one in my personal account is for me because I'm a Japolin, I can do whatever I want with it, okay. But if I go through with my business account and I'm doing anything about that, with that, I'm gonna make them. I think when you don't have money, you're not happy, right? It's the same for me. I can live without money. So imagine just a thousand people that don't have money just like that. It will be a bunch of unhappy people, I think, if they are like me.
Well, that's right. We'll get back to you. I see Abdul nodding his head. You want to tell us about, in terms of recognizing financial discipline in the first place? How would you describe that as you, in the context of what you do? How do you financially discipline yourself? And then how do you separate your own finances from the personal gutters, business finances?
It is the hardest part, but I believe it is the most important part. Your money is your money, but the business money is not yours, because the business money is related to other things. You have other people that you work with, or other people that works for you. So consider, for instance, the business money or the business finance as a separate entity that needs to be fed, and like she said, you need to have different accounts for it, even different phone number for it, and you need to make the difference between the profit you're making, cashing in, cashing out, because you need to be aware that there will be expenses, right? So you need to have that rule of 50, 30, 20. So when you make money, when you make profit, think of it as you're gonna pay yourself last, but also you'll be gonna be aware of the operation cost. So people, you have to pay the rent, the bill. This takes, for instance, 30%. Okay. So that's 50. There's 50 left. That 50 can be reinvested in the business. So that's what we call in entrepreneurship the 50, 30, 20 rule, which just the business you doing, the money you reinvesting, and also the operating costs are the primary, and you come last.
So you take yourself off the picture, like you are the last person to benefit.
Absolutely.
But how does that come into play for many young people who looking for finances to support their businesses, or maybe I'm doing this business to support my education? Does that work in the 50, 30, 20 factors you're talking about?
Very difficult to do, but if that's where the discipline comes. Sometimes you have to prevent yourself from certain things, and sometimes you have to prevent your family from certain things, because you have to see it in the long term. If you prevent your family, for instance, 50K this month, but that 50K you invested in your business, that will generate 200K, then your family in the upcoming month can benefit from it. So you have to see it in a way that it's a long term, and sometimes you just have to prevent certain things to avoid putting that money into giving it to the family. Or
so you will be denying certain priorities for other priorities.
Absolutely. The priorities, you have to limit them. We're not like Coca-Cola, we're not like Nestle or those businesses. I'm not advertising, but we're not that level yet, and we're going step by step. So you have to limit the profit and the benefits to yourself, but also for the family too, because it's a long term, and they will feel it once you becoming successful, once you have more money. So that's where the discipline comes.
Interesting. To you, Senabu, the little finances, I don't want to ask when was the last or the first time you maybe held your career money, or let's say after learning digital arts and then your first job, your first salary, how did you manage it? Perhaps it could be a trailblazer for us to understand how you manage that, and experience too from you. How did they go? Did you just lavish it little before realizing, I just lost some good money in few days, in few weeks? Can you share that experience with us in a way?
So when I had my first job, I was extremely young, right? I think I was, 16, 17. So it was really early on, and I haven't developed the maturity to be able to save. So as soon as I think it was like maybe $200 maximum, and I thought it was a lot of money. I bought a lot of clothes. I just did a lot of things with it. Right now, I definitely regret doing all that, but I was really happy because at that point I almost stopped going to school. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm starting to get money. I thought it was a lot, so I just kept going with that, but I quickly got back to the school thing, realizing that this is not a career. This is not what I want for myself. Even to this day, like, I don't think that I've hit like the career that I want. Like, my goal paycheck I haven't received yet. I hope I'll receive it soon. But yeah. So the first experience was obviously in the moment it was great, but now looking back at it, I could have done something way more useful with that.
You could have done something way more useful with that. How did the quick reminder come? Were you being told by someone, or it was self-experienced?
It was self-experienced, and I actually don't think it came, like, it wasn't that long ago when it came, because as far as like creating businesses and stuff, I've tried. I love money, if I see that this business will bring me money, I'm gonna try to do it. And I've had a few failed ones, and the main thing I was lacking in that aspect would be the financial discipline, right? So I think I would be a great example as to the young people who can't really manage their money well. So after those few failed businesses, I kind of took a step back, and I was like, all right, like, you need to know what the problem is. And my problem was the spending, with the societal pressures, people telling you, oh, you should buy this, you should do that. Once the money comes in, it's like you somehow you have to start realizing that building a business and getting money from it isn't hard. It's sustaining the wealth that is actually where the problem starts, So that's something that I had to learn really quickly. And I think I'm actually starting to relearn that. And soon I'll get right back to it. But I had to take a few steps back and kind of review what I was doing and try to see how I can improve, basically.
Yeah. Before I get to polling, have you realized understanding your personal spending from that of your tech specialist work you do and the finances you use separately for that?
Yeah, so I definitely started separating the two. I opened up a few bank accounts because, as you grow up, you get more responsibilities and stuff. So it's like you're forced to be more financially mature. So with those accounts, I have things that I do for my personal life, right? But that's like the last priority, right? So first, I kind of want to focus on my needs instead of my wants. As you get responsibilities, you have to pay for car insurance, there's rent, there's water, there's electricity. So I'm kind of like focused on the things that I have to do first. So once that money's in there and I'm cool, the rest of it goes to wants, because sometimes, you want to live your life. You want to go on weekends out with your friends, restaurants, or whatever. So I definitely had to learn the difference between like my business money versus my personal money. But it has helped me a lot to kind of differentiate my wants and needs.
One thing, it's something to realize. It's about managing debt. And sometimes as young people, we have friends, and like Abdul was saying, family pressure. And someone will say, maybe my business partner is asking me to credit him or her some 100K or maybe less than 40K. And I'm going to pay back. Abdul, please give me that money and I'll pay back next week. I just want to add it on to my business. I want to order online quickly. And right now, I don't need the time. I don't have the time to go to the bank and do this. Can you? And then before you look, another person asks you for a little credit, but these are trusted, maybe business partners you have, or to some extent, it is just your friend, your close friend, and it is just difficult for this person to ask you for financial assistance, and you do that, but the person and you look, this is my business, and this is how I'm running, and you're going to pay me back. Oh yes, I will do that, but then it doesn't come. How do you manage these debts and the recovery of them to ensure that, because these are all financial disciplinary attributes that we need to consider? How do you do that to refill the gaps that you create as a result of debt?
First of all, I don't have gaps.
You don't have gaps.
Yes, that's my mindset. You know, since I start earning money, my dad told me you have to separate it in 3 buckets. The one, it's like business. The one gonna be for all your operating costs, your living, your rent, something like that. The other one gonna be for emergency. So it's gonna be the same for your personal account. It's gonna be for emergency, and the other one it's gonna be for reinvesting, and for it's personal. It's gonna be for saving.
Okay.
And first of all, I don't have gaps because I know that, and all people knows in my family that I set limits for that. And I think that's the most important part. When you have a budget for operating costs, for example, you don't have to go over it just because someone told you. It can be difficult, but I'm gonna help the way that I have, but not gonna go over it, even if it's difficult. And I know it's difficult.
But have you not had the question of request? Have you not been asked to help maybe a friend or a business partner
Yes.
before?
If it's on my
Has it come from your business
yes, it can be.
finances or
It
budget?
can be. Every day you're gonna have someone who's gonna tell you. We are in Africa, we have large family. Every day you're gonna know someone who's gonna tell you, oh, I'm in difficult part, there is this and this and this. And that's, I don't know how to say it, but I don't think that it's a great way just to give them money. Like that. If it's not under your budget, just say no. And we have to learn how to say no, I think, in these West African countries. But we are giving all days. You're gonna have all days someone who's gonna tell you, I need this. And you need everything all days. I need clothes, I need to be on social media and looking good, something like that. Every people want that, I think. But you have to set limits and live through your budget. And that's the most important thing. And that's where discipline is. Because you can't go over your budget.
Okay. Well, it's interesting to know that Pauline has not been faced with such a situation. What's about you, Abdul?
I have. It's hard sometimes for me to say no, mostly when it's family. But when it's come to my business, like my ecosystem, the people I'm working with, like entrepreneurs like me, I know they will get the money. So in that case, when they like wanna borrow money, I can give them because I know they will get it. They can get it back and they will pay back. But I mean, sometimes also it doesn't happen. It's not always as planned, and sometimes there are also misforeseens, and anything can happen. But for me, it's just more like saying no sometimes to family and friends, which is hard because in my mind is like what goes around comes around. So you need to help people sometimes when you are in a difficult situation. When you ask for help, you will be helped. Even before you ask, people can help. So in my mind, like I'm trying to balance those two, to say no sometimes, and sometimes just, you have to help.
You said it happened to you before, but then were you able to recover the finance? Or if not, did they affect you in any way?
I mean, I can recover it, but maybe too late. But or it might take time, and it affect me because like you have certain things you want to do, and you don't have the liquidity. You don't have the money to do it. So it kind of slow down certain things, and being in that's what kind of hold back a lot of businesses because when talking about cash flow. So when you want to do something, you need to have the money for it, because you might be providing services. That money is coming, but is not in your account yet. Okay. But still, you need operating costs, right? So where is that money? So that's why all the time you need to have some type of working capital. Working capital is important. When you need to do something, it will, you will do it because you have the money, and the cash is, is flowing. The money is available. The finance is available for that.
There is this competition, especially among young people, that once Pauline is doing maybe food business, and I'm also doing food business, and Senabu is doing food business. So there is this growing competition. To some extent, now I want to amplify my work. I want to have that sort of quality. And so maybe I'm lessening the price of my quality of food, just as quality as it is from the angle of Pauline. But then Pauline maintains her price level. Senabu maintains her price level. But now for me, I have the same quality product, but because we are all in competition and I want my goods to sell, so fast, and I lessen my price, does that in any way a form of financial discipline? Is it a positive step or a negative step?
For me, it's a negative step. Like, I feel it because the competition is fierce when it's come to interpretation and translation. There are a lot of interpreters, a lot of good interpreters. So the competition is fierce. People will lower their prices. They will bid low in order to win. We may be bidding the same thing. You might be bidding the same thing. That person will win and call you, hey, I have this job. Can you come and let's do it? And he will be paying you less to what you were bidding. So I think it's not, it's bad. But for me, it's to finding other ways. Like we have the digital aspect, the social media. Sometimes you have to be finding other ways of filling in those gaps. I'm coaching. I'm English coach. So I'm finding other ways to generate profit. So I'm not only interpreting and translating, but also I'm coaching. I'm not a teacher. I'm just a coach. So helping people to speak English. So you just have to find other ways of filling the gaps because doing interpretation only might not be enough. So you have, as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, you need to have different ways of generating money.
Okay. For you, Senegal, you are into tech speciality. Let's look at how these digital tools can help also financially organized people's business. Maybe the Fin app, mobile banking, or transaction. Are you using them in any form to ensure that you are financially stable? And how can they help in terms of financially helping young people who are into entrepreneurship?
So that's one of the reasons why I think, one reason that I think is really important once you start a business and you kind of have a few dollars from it, is to reinvest. So once you reinvest it, it's important to hire new people, better qualified people, but it's also important to get new technology. It's important to kind of update however your office is going, right? So me personally, we basically use computers and stuff. But once we realized that there's more money coming, we went from Windows, the early Windows to late MacBooks, so that's like a certain example. We have like the speakers, for example, they didn't work that well in the beginning. Now they work a lot better. We have improved in our lights. We've improved in the sound. There's a lot of things that we've improved on just upgrading on our technology. And I think it's very important to be able to reinvest in your business when you start getting money, because a lot of people, they start putting it into their own personal things when that's not the case, because you're not where you're at yet. Where you want to be, your goal is you're not there. So it's important to kind of just stay where you are, kind of see how you can improve and how you can build and have a better business.
Okay, but are you making use of these financial apps or digital apps so far?
So yeah, just them paying you, it goes through the digitally, right? Because there's this really easy way of paying the employees now, where it's like you kind of just put your bank account number and they'll just send you the money at the end of the week, right? So I think that's something that has also improved, because we first started with our paychecks, just giving out paychecks. It actually started with cash, and then that improved, and it started going from cash to paychecks. And once they realized that, okay, not everyone can go to the bank, get the cash paid and all that, they started doing the bank account style. Yeah.
Now, we getting some reactions from our Facebook page. We will certainly reach out to that quickly, but it's important to also go around the table with this digital adaptation into our financial disciplinary actions. For you, Pauline, are you using these digital apps to maybe ensure, because there is this belief that if you hold physical cash, it's highly likely that you are tempted to spend that money very quickly than having it maybe in your phone or in the bank account. So give us your experience with that.
I think it's the opposite for me.
Okay.
When I have it in my digital account, I can just spend it like that.
Really?
Because it's really quick. But if I have it in cash, I'm going to say like, oh, I'm going to be aware about that. Oh, I'm going to spend this, maybe this or this. Because I think digital things make things more easy.
Okay.
So it's easy just to spend money like that. So you have to budgetize it. You have to make money. And I know now there is too many ways to budgetize and make some accounts. This is for saving. This is for this. This is for this. Even it's very hard for me to do it when I have it in digital. Because when I see numbers, I can say, oh, I have a lot of money, so I have to spend it. But if I have it in cash, I am more conscious about that. And I'm going to say, wow, I'm going to make it easy and slow. And I think it's the digital way now. Everything is in digital. If I want something today, I can have it in 1 minute. And if I have it in cash, I'm going to say, I have to go there to spend it. And it's more difficult for me. And I think budgetizing is everything at this time.
That's wonderful. Let's hear from you, Abdul, before we try to look at our live feed.
I'm using digital, but like I'm still questioning if it is the best one or not. Because for me, I think it would be just opening, like if you have bank account, just to deposit the money, and the hassle of taking a vehicle or riding your bike going to the bank will prevent you from spending the money. Of course, the digital is, we can't escape it. It's here. And for instance, if I use like one money transfer, I don't want to say the name, one money transfer app where you can have different like accounts. And then I put money, like for me it's like 1,000 every day. Try to put money. I'm not like on date. I'm not up to date for that, but like I put money there, which I will not touch. But when I'm like sure, like I need money, but I'm sure that money is coming like right away. Like I can like touch a little bit. Then when the money come, I just put it back. But for me, I think the best solution, because my own experience, just put it in the bank, because the hassle of going to the bank and taking the money or withdrawing the money is hard. So we're just gonna stay home.
But now you can withdraw it with your other account transfer.
Yes. The other thing is that from the bank, we is connected to some money transfer things. You can still take it. So it's quite hard. It requires real discipline.
Yeah.
I think it just comes back to that real discipline and knowing the impact it may have on your business once you spend that money.
Yeah.
But let's look at other aspects, access to loan or maybe grant. Because sometimes these businesses or the work we do allow us to write proposals and also seek finances from companies. How do you think this is important, if you think it's important in terms of managing and also improving or boosting your financial capability or capacity in terms of your company expanding to other regions or other countries? It's advisable that you seek financial loans, financial grants. And when these monies come, and sometimes they are coming in bulks based upon your sacrifices, and you've just been awarded $20,000, for the first time in your life, and you're like, wow. So tell me, is it something that different from the way you initially manage your finances when you started the business, or this time around it comes to a different approach for you as Senegal?
So I think once you start loaning, now you're forced to be disciplined, right? Because this is money that you have to give back, right? And I don't think it's as important to start with a loan. I think it's important once you're all the way in and your business has had a start, and you've had a few ups and downs, and you know how you would be able to manage the money. Now, there's people who have no idea how businesses go, and they start from the very beginning with a big loan, which is a huge mistake, in my opinion. I think that it's very important to have another job when starting a business, so you can just save up that money and kind of eventually start with whatever else you need to do on the side, right? But once you're all the way in and you kind of have more experience, I think it's a lot easier to be able to loan, because it's more of a guarantee that you'll pay the money back, right? But I've noticed, like, especially with the youth, they might even use that loan for other things, right? And that's not really the smartest thing to do. But me personally, I think it is important to start loaning, because once your business gets to a certain place, you have no choice but to loan, right? But not in the beginning. If you have your own money, I would recommend using your own money to kind of reinvest and get a lot more money. Therefore, once you loan it, you'll be surely paying it back.
Okay. Now, as we're wrapping up, let's go to the Facebook right now. We see Jibril Tijani Njai says, I'm with you guys. Greetings to Aja Pauling, a good friend to me, and kudos to my brother Abdul Karim. So proud of seeing you guys discussing this high level topic. Thank you. All right. My question is, how are you dealing with family pressure when you start succeeding in running your company? We know in Africa, when your company start, rising, all the relatives and parents will be asking for help. How are you dealing with that? I mean, you are right, and I think Abdul tried talking something about that, but we will hear from Senabu and of course Pauline, who you recognize. But we'll have Honorable Jefferson Tia also joining us. Mamadou Kamara is following us. He says, hello. Obila says, for sure. For sure what? Please tell us who said something that you concord with, and we will certainly read your comment out. Ambassador Darius Kanga says he's following from Liberia. Okay, so Jibril says he shares the opinion of Senabu. He had taken a loan to start a project that did not work. And he say, I'm still paying it. Thanks for sharing. All right, thank you, Jibril. Thanks for also sharing your thoughts with us. But we're certainly out of time now, so we will just get back to our guests in studio. That question is from one of our online followers, so it's important that we hear you address it in terms of getting loan. I think Senabu spoke about that already, but let's hear from you, Pauline, about the loan aspect quickly as we wrap up.
I think, as Zainab said, loan forces you to be disciplined, because you will pay it cash. It's not just they're gonna give you money and it will be like that. You have to pay it by force. So you have to be disciplined. You have to know where it will go, and you should say to your money, this is that point you have to go, and that's the sense of budget. You have to budgetize everything. You can have great ideas. Great ideas build many businesses. But to have a sustainable business, you have to budget. You have to be disciplined. You have to have many skills that you can learn. And you know that loaning is not your money. It's not your money at all. You just earn that money to have a quick things, maybe. It's going to be quicker, okay? But you have to manage it well to give it back. And if it goes to you, you have to manage it, make money, and after that, give it back.
All right. Well, we thank you for coming. It's always a pleasure. I think we have a very important question that's coming in. Someone is asking, that's my colleague, what are the first financial habits young people should develop, especially when they are entrepreneurs? And Abdul, we can begin with you with that.
I would say separate the finances, personal and business finance. Separate them first. Treat them as two different entities, and one need the finance to survive, and without that finance, that one will not survive. So that one is critical, is crucial, which is the business you're doing. Separate the money and treat it as an entity, and make sure don't touch it.
Don't touch it. What's up with you, Senabu?
So I also agree with that, but I would also like to say save. As soon as you can start saving, because you'll get to a certain point where with the responsibilities, it's going to be really hard to save, which don't be scared of saving. I think a lot of youth are scared of saving just because they're like, oh, so I need $1,000 by this time. It's going to be so hard for me to save it. No. You can separate the accounts, and whatever, even if it's like $1 per day, you can just put it in. Eventually, it will come in. This is why we're talking about discipline, because it's not like whenever you have a small problem, you should just take something out of the savings. No. You should think like, okay, I have my personal account and I have my savings account. if your personal account has nothing, then you have nothing. Even if you have millions in that savings account, it's specifically for saving, right? So I think it's important to start saving from a very young age, because once you get to a certain point, you won't even realize how quick the money's coming in. Yeah.
Well, we have to go right now. It's been a wonderful time with you people. Thank you, Sinabu, for coming, and we wish you all the best. I know you might be leaving soon, but we will always be together, and this is a network we're building. Thank you for coming today. We look forward to discussing with you, maybe online when you're in the U.S., and we'll keep in touch with you. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm very glad to be here with my peers. I've actually learned a lot today, right? since I've had a few problems with my own financial discipline. So thank you for having me. Yeah.
Great. And to you, Abdul, thank you for coming. We will always be in touch with you, and we'll want you here in studio another time.
Thank you for having me, and also a pleasure to share, this moment with this wonderful lady, these queens or linge, as you would like to call it. Anytime, let me know.
All right, great. And to you, Pauline, what would you like to say as we take leave of you? Thank you for coming today.
Thanks for having me. I think it was a great moment to share with you all of this, and I think that financial discipline, all know that you can learn it. So it's not just by talent, you can learn. It's something that you can learn. So it's so important for every youth to know it. And thank you for having me today.
Well, listeners and viewers, this is where we shut the doors on this edition of Take the Lead on West Africa Democracy Radio 94.9 FM. And YouTube at WADR English, of course, WADR.org. I am Augustine Belcully. It's been a pleasing pleasure having you with us today. Join us next Friday for another live episode of this program. But remember to take the lead in shaping the discourse for the betterment of young people in Africa. I'll talk to you another time.
We thank you for listening to this program in Nigeria on Darling FM 107.3 Owerri, Southeast.